Hello, everybody. Wow.
You didn't get to see it.
That's okay. Oh, wow. Yep. So we're going to pull off the third round simulation here for the Tenacious Pro Showcase. That's the name of this tournament. And then I'll finish off this video with a quick channel update. Something going on. So you're not going to be able to see the entire bunch of stuff here, but we'll do the best we can. Actually, I'd probably be better off trying to do it this way. Eh? Let's try this. And what I can do is this. Oh, that's wrong. That gives me more room over here. I can slide this over. Alright. The only thing is that now I'm right-handed, but with a left-hander's box, but maybe I'll have to become left-handed. So, this third round simulation, you already saw the chart there that I will use. I'm getting my chat window up here so I can see what people are commenting. If anybody is around commenting, which I see one. And so we have one outstanding golfer. His name is Samir Webb. And then we've got the rest that will be made into 7 piles. He'll get his own pile, so we'll find out where he's going to go. And that's Craig, the curator of the RNGIDP channel. So, hello, Craig. Looks like you just popped in for a second there. But let's get this pile right here out, and let's. I'm going to try and just shuffle them up here a bit. 72 players made the cut, according to my spreadsheet, and so this is how I try to mix them up, shuffle them. So yeah, we'll talk a little bit about some things that will come to the channel here in the next few weeks, which this is going to be a lot of it, but that's okay, Craig. It's just, it doesn't say that I have anybody watching in my I have an indicator here in my recording software that says 0, but there must be at least 1, which is good. You have heard me, and by all means work. That's what you're getting paid to do, so don't get yourself fired for watching some schlub playing with a bunch of cards and dice. But, yeah, so, which can be easy to want to do at work, and I resist as much as I can. But the other part of it is also the stats and things like that. Try to reserve that for lunch hour, but you know, you have, if you're like me, you have a tough time keeping your mind on. Oh, there now it says I got somebody watching, but so we're gonna make piles upon piles. So, and so I'm going to try and figure out, I think this is the smallest one by my, I'm going to put 2 of these guys here, one here, and it was definitely the smallest pile. So that'll make 7. And I think that due to my my cutting mechanism, and that I worry that I get the bigger cards, well, I don't know, we'll see. I may try to do a quick shuffle before I take the draw off the top, so we'll see. But okay, so here is our chart, and there is our box. And so we will roll. I'm going to try rolling left-handed. That's a little awkward for me here. And it's going to be 55 off of the chart. So 55. Well, that's going to be all golfers will contend with B. So everybody in this is going to be short. So it's going to be Connors, Copeland, Kawahara, Ingram, Wilborg, Coe, New, Simanowicz Jr., Van Dyke, Magellanes, and Leonard are all going to be in B. That's really strange, kind of. And I didn't show you all the cards, but that's who's there. So a bunch of heavyweights already just are going to be in the B column. That's another 55. How is that possible? All right, I'm starting over. Bad dice. Bad dice. Or was that 45? No, it was 55. All right, I am starting over with my rolls, so nothing has changed. Nothing. No, I didn't change that first pile, but I think it's because my roll. Well, it can't be because of the rolling, but I'm gonna do a little different here. So I'm gonna switch this around, and I'm gonna try again because I did not like having two 55s in a row. That seems really weird. Well, and there's an 11. It's double day here in what is it called? This is Pittsburgh. So we're going to go with this 11. So that's going to be the top golfer contends with A+, others contend with B+. So Chip Connors is 4A. Greer Copeland, the third, is 2B. Well, you know what? We already talked through a lot of this stuff, so we don't have to worry about the top. We're going to, because the top's way down here at the bottom. It's either Van Dyke, Magellanes, or Leonard, and it's going to be Leonard. And so he will be an A+, and he's going to get a Perker issue, and then everybody else will contend with B+. So everybody's going to say, whoa, that's not right. Well, I'm the one running it, and I'm going to say that we had somebody run on the course. How about that? Move the balls. Decided we had to start over. I don't know. Not a good idea, but maybe I should just go back and redo it and let it be 2 piles in B. You know what? I'll tell you what. We're going to do that. We're going to do 2 piles in B. You know why? Because, and we'll take the 11 for this pile. The reason why is because we're going, I want to be, so everybody's going to have this potential dilemma on their hands when they do a tournament or a game. You're going to have some wacky results, and you're going to be tempted to try and change something. I've always advocated to each of you to not second guess yourself. So let's just take this pile, which is pile number 2, and let's just see who is going in the B's. It will sort itself out. We'll make sure it does, but we'll sort it out the right way. So Justin Wallace, a 2A, Jay Laufenberg, a 4C, Lefty Meadows, Boyd Yeager, Sonny Lemons, Rogelio Ryan, Tord Thorson, Chico Fonseca, and underneath here was Eddie Sykes. So these guys are also going to go in B. And now we will go to the 11 roll, which was roll number 3. So that's what we will do. We're gonna, so let's see who the top, so the top one will get the perk or issue. So it'll be Bruno Friedman as a 4B. Adam Trenchard will take over as top golfer for now on the 11. Carson Riddell beats him out. Evan Aldrich won't. Abdiel Yusuf won't. Nick Yarlett, no. Gary Zakowski, no. Brian Bauer, no. Mackay Berry, no. Now these guys, and then this is another one, Reese Gillespie, another. So those guys are all going to go into B+, and they will have a chance to get into the final pairings. So Carson Rodell will be the top, will be A+ as a top golfer, and he will get a perker issue. So again, what are we doing here? We're taking what the dice roll, and we are going to use that as our guide, regardless of how it seems. And I'm going to go back to moving it this way so we can see the full field, and I'm just going to shake it up with both hands, and then I will roll my left. So that's 16. You can't see the 6. Went jumping off of there. There it is, way over here. There's a 6. So 16 on this chart. Let's go back and take a look. Draw golfer contends with A-. Top golfer contends with A. So I'm going to take these guys, I'm going to stir them up here again, because like I said, when I cut them, I feel like I cut them very poorly. And so I'm just going to stir them around. Actually, let me come out here like this, I'm stirring them around, and then we're going to pile them back together again, and whoever comes out on the top is going to be the top golfer going in, or the draw golfer. So it's going to be, this one's the draw golfer. It's going to be Dustin Emmerich. He'll be at A-. How about that? A-, and he will get a perk or issue. Well, that's going to hurt him actually slightly, because the top golfer gets A, and he won't be the top golfer now. So let's see who is the top golfer. There's a 3B for Marshall Weber. Del Hutton, a 4A, won't be top. Rance Aberley has a chance with a 2A. Can he survive? Any more ones in here? Connor Messick, a 3B. There's Stuart Ash, a 4B. John Reasoner, a 3B. Danny Gallatin, a 3A. And Heath Sommers knocks him out. So Rance Aberley will drop to D+ with the rest of them, and Heath Sommers will go to A. So just to show you here, here's Heath and here is Dustin. So we've got 3 guys currently there in the final pairings already ready to go. So now we're going to go to pile 4 here. And pile 4 brings about 13. So 13 will be a draw golfer at A+, joining Carson Rodell. The top golfer will be at A- in the group, and then others will finish with a C+. So let's again take this pile, and we're gonna I'm gonna mix them up, because like I said, I am looking away as I mix them up, so that way I don't want any predisposition about what card comes to the top. But I'm going to pull them together now, and whatever falls, that one came to the bottom, so we're going to leave it on the bottom. It fell out. This is going to be the draw card that's going to be at A+. Todd Aarons, we've seen him a couple times, so he goes to A+. And now, and let's see, 13, he does get a perk. This was pile 5. I think I might have said pile 4, but this is actually pile 5. So now, the top golfer contends with A-. And so let's look it out here. Bob Demmelmeyer, a Slacker Tour member who will make the tour for 2019. He's going to come up because he finished in the top 25. But he may have a chance here to get into the final groups if he doesn't get beaten out by Celestino Garcia. He won't. There is John Hudspeth. He won last week, but will drop down to C+, and that's where he will finish. Trent McAdams in this pile. He's going to knock out Demmelmeyer. So Kenji Morita, 2B, as well as Bob Demmelmeyer. 3A for Jeremiah James. Ian Robards, a 3A. Jason Huffman, a 3C. 5A, Otavio Almeida. And Su Sheng Tien. So A- for Trent McAdams. And C+, correct? C+. All right, so pile 6 now. And that'll be 12. So 12 is going to mean the top golfer goes to A+, others will finish with B-. So let's see who the top golfer will be. Mateo Soto is a 2A custom card. I think he's the best top or custom card that I have. 2B, Shinji Kanishi will not beat him out. Dale George. Duke Vernon. We had a bunch of those ones in there, so I don't know if we're going to get another one. Myung Cho will tie Soto, and will at least mean we get a decide or die roll out of Alan Duvall. Fabio Antonucci. Yunli Song we haven't seen yet. So Zephaniah Scott. Luke Henneman. Darren Sears, and unless this is Yunli Song, he's going to be in the pile that's right there. And that is a 2C. That's Burke Yielding. So it's going to be either Soto or Chung going to A+. And I'm going to verify that I didn't miss anything. Just rolling these out, and I didn't. So 2 A's. So one of these guys will go to B+. Which one will it be? And again, my determination for this is Soto will be the first because he was the one that was shown first. We're going to roll decide or die. If it's a yes, it'll be Soto. If it's a no, it'll be Chung. Or Myung Cho, not Chung. Myung Cho. And it's a no, it'll be Myung Cho going to A+ as the top golfer. Mateo Soto joins B+. Okay, so we've got 3 guys at A+. We've got 1A, 2 at A-, and a slew of them at B+. And 2 more piles to roll off. So here we go, my left-handed roll. 22. Another top golfer is going to contend with A this time, and then the others will contend with B. So let's see if my guessing of Yunli Song being in here, he would be the top golfer. He would go to A. The rest would go to B. So let's see. First up, Samson Tucker, 3C. Newt Washburn won't go. We got to make sure we don't get Samir messed up in this because he's in his own pile. Shane Sterling, a 4C. Tom Sudbury, 3A. 3B, Benicio Vazquez. 3B, Danny Rowetter. Yunli Song, there we go. He will knock. Actually, Rowetter would have knocked, and Vazquez would have knocked out the 3C. Tom Sudbury, a 3A, would have knocked out Tucker, but I got a little bit of blinders going on there. So 3C Malcolm Wiles and 4C Carol Davis aren't going to do it. So they will go into pile B up there in A. And so now the last thing will be Webb. Samir Webb is the only guy in that 8th pile. And at 23, he will be the draw golfer at A, so he will go to A. And that will be all for that pile. Okay. So what what do we do here? Well, we've got a lot of guys in B and B plus, so that's gonna be a little different, but that's okay. So we need 4 more out of these 2 piles, or maybe 2. I could potentially go down to. I've had a couple different people talk about maybe reducing the size of my final round pairings, but I think I'm going to still go with what I've been going with. So just need to reset the table here. And I believe that was D plus for that pile, not C minus. So there we go. We're going to get the B's out of here. They're not going to be involved in this. They could come in if there's an emerging contender. So, one moment as I get myself squared away here. I already have. So the target score is a 273. That's 7 under par. 273 is here. If you see A plus would either be 205, which for 3 rounds would be -5 or -4. So I pulled out these cards right here. And so, yeah, here's where we're going to end up being in general. So Carson Riddell will be first. He'll either be a -5 or a -4. He'll be at -5. 205. Now Todd Aaron's next. He'll be at -4. Myung Cho, the other A plus. He'll join Riddell, tied for the lead. Now, Heath Summers. He'll go to -3. Yun Lee Song. Also -3. Now Samir Webb. Okay, and Webb did not get a perk or issue. So, and now Samir Webb, he'll be at -2. Well, it's going to be a confluence of a couple of not so good traits. A semi-prospect, semi-duffer off the tee, but also with a hero, so not the worst card in the world. Now, Dustin Emmerich and Trent McAdams, they're going to be coming back from 5 or 6 behind, or 4 or 5 behind. Dustin Emmerich first, he'll be at -1. McAdams, also -1. And now we will do the B pluses from the backwards order. Bruno Friedman first. He'll be at +1. So again, what we do here is take the guys that finish or that are going to start the final round at the higher number, and they'll be the ones that will be played out. That'll be Adam Trenchard, also at +1. Evan Aldrich, he'll be at +2. He's going to miss out on final pairings. Abdel Youssef, it's a no. Nick Yarlett, yes. Gary Zakowski, no. Brian Bauer, yes. Mackay Berry, no. Reese Gillespie, that's a no. And finally, Mateo Soto, also a no. You didn't see that over here, but that was a no. So that actually works out perfectly. We get all the rest, only 4 guys in that +1 category, and that's as many as we needed to be sure that we had the right number for the final pairings, right? Because we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That's exactly what we need. So very good. So I'm going to get my stuff packed up here. And we have a couple other things to roll out here. I won't be doing much as far as the scorecard building until a little later tonight. I just want to roll off the weather first, and then the tournament perks and issues. So the weather first, we are in we're in Pittsburgh, so that would be could be anywhere from Great Lakes to northern U.S. I think we will say Great Lakes region. So it's August 2nd through 5th, and so we're going to have these potential rolls. Let's see if we have any interesting stuff come up here for phones this time. 55 is going to be something, right? Yes, that'll be exemplary conditions. Again, we've had this before. This will actually make, wouldn't be surprised if the -7 target score might end up being more like -8 or -9, because it's going to so again, let's take it here again. U.S. Great Lakes, 55 in August, exemplary. Daunting holes will turn to semi-daunting, semi-daunting will turn to normal, and all follow-up putts are made 2 levels easier. So a double difficult birdie, instead of being difficult for par, it would be easy for par. So everybody's going to have a chance to try and make some putts without much opportunity for missing them. Now we need to do our perks and issues. And I keep saying I'm going to make a picture of this chart so I can put it in, I can embed it in this, but I don't have it. So the best I can do is hold it up here and just show you how this works. We're going to roll white is the category, black is the number in the category, or the subtext, the selection, and green will be how many blue chips or red chips the guy earns. So it'll be Carson Riddell, the leader, first. Also, yeah, so it'll be a 4 and a 5. So 4 is clubhouse, and 5 is going to be, if a bogey on the first hole, he's stormy. Otherwise, he'll be normal. So which, with exemplary conditions, should make it a pretty, should help to ease that opportunity there. So Dustin Emmerich next. 3 and 1. 3 is going to be media, and 1 will be he gains the sunny quality through this round. So that's good for Dustin Emmerich. Finally, it'll be Todd Ahrens, 1 behind the leaders. And a 4 and a 5 as well, so we get a yes, 4 and a 5, so it'll be the same thing as Rodell. And so that'll be bogey on the first and stormy. So that's where we stand. What I can do here, just so you have a little bit better view of this, get Brian Bauer in there. He is also part of that +1 crowd. And so we're about a half an hour in. We've done the 3rd round, and now just a quick channel update. Well, my half of the channel. I am the co-proprietor of this channel along with Tabletop Earl. So So today, ATBA published their newsletter for this week, and they acknowledged that there are mistakes in the 2017-2018 Premier League card set, English Premier League card set, and they will be sending out updated cards next week. So hopefully by September we will have the cards in hand, and we'll be able to embark on some kind of a Premier League project, whether it's a full replay, whether it's some smaller subset. I'm not 100% sure. I have some ideas on doing a smaller subset, but I'm also somewhat, because I think I've mentioned it on the channel here before, but I used to be a media member within the soccer community, and so soccer is something that I like. Ken Castro, who shows his face quite often here on our channels in the comments, he was also involved in some soccer media back in the day, and may still be at times, but he has been very active using ATBA Soccer and Soccer Blast, and so there's a part of me that would really like to try and do something playing out a full season. It's going to take some effort, and it's going to take some time, but unless I just balk at that and decide, since this is tabletop baseball, I might as well throw out the term balk. Unless I balk at that idea and decide that it's just going to be way too much for me to handle. I have a couple of baseball projects that I have never gotten back to, and I don't want to get into that habit of abandoning projects. I have second season project. I have this golf project that I'd like to get wrapped up before. I was thinking November, but I'm even thinking maybe by the end of September, if I can really put the nose down to the grindstone and really work through it. I had a schedule worked out, but if I get this completed tomorrow, it should be wrapped up. This tournament should be wrapped up tomorrow, which would be good to then basically I would say be 2 weeks ahead of schedule, which means I could either take a break from this and work on ATBA, or I could just kind of keep rolling along here and try to get something off my plate. I'm kind of the type of person that likes to do that, so I'll equate it to another thing that's really more of an off again than an on again off again, and that's reading. When I read a book, let's say it's a 350 page book, it'll take me 2 weeks to read the first 100 pages, and then it'll take me a day and a half to read the final whatever I said, 250. I'm very much a binge reader once you get to that point in a book where you just have fully invested, but up until then things can be a little slow. A lot of character development takes me a while, but once I hit that point where it's all sort of downhill, action starts happening, and that's kind of what happens in these projects. There's some build. There's some times there when you're really not sure what you're finding in the results because it's so early. You get a couple teams that are outliers, and you're wondering if they're going to be awesome and pull through. And then as you get towards the middle to end, you see the finish line, but you also start to see some of those teams fall apart. You see the teams that struggled to start, they start to pick it up and come back to their form. So that's where I'm thinking, not sure 100%, but I will be getting the cards. Hopefully, I'm hoping September 1 we have everything in hand and basically ready to go. So that's basically it. Again, I think the other part of the update is I really am energized to tackle the rest of these tours, the Tenacious Tour and the Slacker Tour, and get that off the plate. So we'll see how that kind of marries together, and if I sort of get the hankering to throw in a couple games of second season along the way too, I will. But there's only 7 days in a week, and 28 to 31 days in a month. So, 24 hours in a day, you got to spend 8 of those 5 days a week working. So, really, you start adding it up and wanting to have other things, including family and other pastimes, endeavors that you get wrapped up in. And there's only so much time, but we'll see how we work it out. So that's it. I think I've gotten everything taken care of, getting ready for the final round of the Tenacious Pro Showcase from Phones Country Club in suburban Pittsburgh, not too far from the Allegheny River, which is the river that runs not too far from the area that I grew up, the town that I grew up in, about 20 to 25 minutes away. An interesting, just to close out, an interesting, what I would say, tri-point in, at least in the eastern seaboard. You have rivers that begin, or tributaries of rivers that begin in this one plot of land that go to the Mississippi, to the Chesapeake, and to Lake Ontario. So some interesting geography around there. It kind of all falls off from there. And just like that, this is going to fall off right now. I'm going to hit the stop. I'm going to go and take care of getting my scorecard ready. And got some football to watch tonight. So hope to see you guys tomorrow for an 18-hole finish to this major championship, Tenacious Pro Showcase, the last major before the playoffs. On the Tenacious Golf Tour, we'll see if Dustin Emmert can come from behind and win his third tournament. Yun Lee Song is back there as well, 2 behind. Or will it be Carson Riddell getting another major? I think he won the U.S. Open, if I recall. So we'll see what happens. Take it easy, and see you tomorrow for some more History Maker Golf here on the Tabletop Baseball Plus channel. Roll on, everybody. Have a good Friday night.